Episode 1. Structure. Often the first question you have to ask yourself when you set up a new business is, how do you want to structure yourself? You can just be a sole trader, in which case you don't need to do anything other than let HMRC know that you're going to be no longer working as an employee. There are, however, risks with this. If you're a sole trader and something goes wrong, then your personal assets, including your home, could be vulnerable to a claim from a third party. The way around this is to set up as a limited liability company, which does exactly what it says. It limits your liability. Many people think that this is going to be very difficult and complex, and there are lots of formalities to comply with. However, nowadays it's actually very, very easy. You can set up your own limited company online, and there's lots of guidance on Companies House about what forms you have to fill in and when, including filing accounts. And on top of that, nowadays there are software packages to do things like bookkeeping, which will also compile simple accounts for you. So actually it's really rather easy. The other benefit with setting up as a limited liability company is it looks very professional. You can also pay to have a registered office address that isn't your home address, which can be nice to keep your business separate from your home life. It's also possible through a limited company to go into business with other people and each take shares in that company. If you are going to do that, then it's a really good idea to write down what each of you expects as you continue to grow the company and grow the business. You may have heard of something called a shareholder's agreement. All this is a contract that really sets out the rules of how you're going to operate the company, both on a day-to-day basis and who does what, but also big ticket items, things like, what will you do if someone wants to buy your business? Are you both going to be obliged to sell your shares? This is called tag and drag, but it sounds more complicated than it actually is. Other things that you can prescribe for are what happens in the event of someone's death. You can then also buy insurances that will cover any payments that need to be made to shareholders that are leaving the company for any reason. It's also possible to deal with what happens if somebody breaks the agreement, and it's much easier to set out these rules at the beginning when everybody's getting on rather than waiting till things go wrong. Other things that might cause you to set up a company are where you're entering into a project with another party. Then you can set up something called a joint venture or special purpose vehicle, which will ring-fence the risks of any project to one company only and protect your existing companies. So you see, there's an awful lot of benefit attached to this, and nowadays really not a lot to do to make sure it works properly. There are lots of places as well where you can get free templates of things like shareholder agreements, including the FSB, who for a very small membership fee have a whole suite of documents that will help you. And even if you don't use those sorts of things, just might make a simple list of the things that you expect, because something is better than nothing. You'll hear me say that a lot in some of the other videos as well. So good luck, and good luck with your company.